Hey guys, this is Dr. Callahan with Algebra 1 Semester 1 for week 5 Tuesday. This is for Algebra 1 students. I hope you guys had a good virtual day off. Make sure you guys are checking in on the YouTube videos to take attendance so that you're checking in with me, and I'll mark you present on Infinite Campus. But today we're going to start with a new unit on 3.1, which is on relations and functions. So take your student book, which is the blue book that you guys keep at home, and go ahead and turn over to this page. Make sure you guys title it as week 5 Tuesday. First thing to have you guys do is go ahead and answer the following reflective questions on A, B, and C. Pause the video, make sure it's filled out. All right, let's go ahead and proceed on with example 1. Question 1 says, identify the domain and range of each function. So if you take a look at this right here, the word domain means all the x values, and the word range means all of the y values. So make sure you copy this part in. Now, as you can see, it's already labeled as xy. Remember, if you have a point, your point is always going to be in alphabetical order, with x coming first, followed by y. And so in this case, if I were to go ahead and label all of the domain, my domain here will be all of the yellow highlighted x values. So I can say that they are 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then similarly for my range will be all the y values that are highlighted in orange. So from this table, it'd be 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then also in this section, we talk about relations. Is it a relation? Now, the way that you determine this is if x does not repeat, and x meaning the domain, if x does not repeat, then it is a relation. And if you take a look over here, you have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. None of those values repeat, so yes, it is a relation. I'm sorry, is it a function? Not a relation, a function. So is it a function? It is a function if the x value does not repeat, so yes. You guys go ahead and try with B. Pause the video, give it a try. Tell me what the domain is, what the range is, and whether it's a function. All right, let's go over the answers. Domains are all of the x values, so that'll be -3, 1, 1, 3, 4. And I should probably write that a little bit further up. Next I'm going to find is the range. The range are all of the y values. So that would be 1, 3, -2, 2, and 6. Now it's great if you can write this in order. So -2, 1, 2, 3, and 6. Is it a function? Well, do you have anything here in the domain that it's repeating? Yeah, x is repeating, or excuse me, 1 is repeating. So nope, it is not a function. All right, example 3. With example 3, now instead of having a list form, and that was the first form that we had, was a list form of all of the numbers. Here you have a second form, which is a mapping and a graph, okay? So question number 3 says, is it a relation? Is each relation a function? If so, is it one-to-one or not one-to-one? So essentially what it's asking is one-to-one means that it is a function. in which case the x value does not repeat. If it's not one-to-one, it just means it's not a function. Or in this case, the x will repeat. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at this. So listing the domain, I have a -2. Do you see where the x is now kind of divided twice into two different numbers? You will have 3, 6, and 3, 7. So you have 3 twice, and then 4. If you were to go ahead and find a range, you look at the numbers here on the second graph, 5, 6, 7, 8. So is it a function? Well, if you take a look over here in the domain, the axis does repeat. So you will say, no, it's not a function. Why? Because the x value, when it is 3, repeats. For B, this is going to be the vertical line test. So all you do is you just draw a bunch of vertical lines going up and down. And if it just touches a graph once, then yes, it is one-to-one. And yes, it's a function. And yes, x does not repeat. But if it touches, I'm going to draw a line here, 1, 2, 3 times, and it touches 3 times, it is not a function. X does repeat, and it is not a relation. So the one that we just have here, and actually I should probably do a better picture here. Let's say, for example, this is your graph. The vertical line test just says if I draw a line, it touches the line graph once. If I draw another line, again, it just only touches it once. If I draw another line, it just touches once. So this is yes, it is a function. X doesn't repeat. And yes, it's a relation or a function. You know, I keep saying relation, but really what I mean is function. It is a function, not a function. Okay, sorry about that. But do you see the difference there? Like for example, if I draw another line on the second graph, again, it touches it 3 times. So it's not a function, okay? So let's take a look at B. If I were to go and draw a line here, how many times does it touch this blue line? Just once. Let's continue to draw another line. Still, just one time. Just one time. So what can I say about B? It is a function. X doesn't repeat. And yeah, that's all I can say. That's it. Okay, so then right now what I want you to do is go ahead and answer questions 1 and 2. Pause the video and then just write your own reflective thinking. Number 5, use the graph to determine the domain range of this relation. So let's go ahead and write down domain range. And is it a function? I'm just going to put a question mark there. Now, when I take a look at this, I'm looking at the points, okay? The first point that I have here, I'm just going to list the points. The first point that I have here is going to be a -4, -2. Second point I have right here is a -2, 1. Third point that I have here is a -2, 2. Fourth point I have here is a -1, 0. Fifth point is a 3, 1. Sixth point is a 3, -2. Okay, so there's my table of content right there. So let's go ahead and take a look at my domain, which are going to be my x values right there. So let's go ahead and list them. My x values will be a -4, -2, -2, -1, 3, and 3. Now let's go ahead and list my range. My range are going to be this number, these numbers right here. I don't want to highlight them because you won't be able to see them. And those are going to be -2, 1, 2, 0, 1, -2. So is it a function? Well, let's take a look at the domain. Do you see any numbers here that are repeating? Yeah, I see a -2 repeating and 3 repeating. So nope, it's not a function because x equal 2 and x equals 3, -2, sorry, repeats. And that's all that you have to do. And if you want to test it with a vertical line test, you can see that as I'm drawing a line right here, guess what? It touches the line twice. Uh-oh. It repeats, so therefore not a function. Similarly, if I draw a line right here at +3, not a function because the x repeats. Okay, let's take a look at question number 6. So question number 6, it says, identify the domain, the range. So let's go ahead and write that down. Domain, range, and is it a function? I'm gonna put f of x with a question mark. So let's go ahead and find the domain first. Domains are x values. X are gonna be the first numbers in an ordered pair. So all the yellow ones that I've highlighted. And those will be 1, 5, 7, 2, 8, 3, 5. You should put them in order technically. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 5, 7, 8. Next, I'm going to take a look at my range. And so my range are going to be colored or highlighted in orange, and they're the y values. So the second values in the order pair. So for my range, I will have 8, 3, 6, 2, 4, 9, 7. If I put them in order, it will have 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And it doesn't matter if the range repeats because I don't care about the range. All I care about is the domain, and that's all that matters, okay? So is it a function? Well, let's take a look at the range. Do I have any repeats here? I have a 5 that's repeated. So no, not a function. All right, so this is going to be your homework. You are welcome to go ahead and just simply write down the answers for questions 1 to 7. Here are the answers to your questions. If you're ready for your assessments, here is your quiz that actually goes along with this skill. And as always, if you guys need additional resources, you have my Google Doc right here. I will see you guys next time. Have a wonderful day.